Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of The Music Den. I'm your host, Armando Venditti. Hoping you guys are having a great day, and above all else, that you're indeed looking after yourselves and one another. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I have a new album review to do for you. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the new collaboration between Steve Hackett and Steve Rothery called The Roaring Waves. The album was released on August 28th, 2026, released through Inside Out Music. The album was produced by Ricardo Romano, who also plays on the album. The album was recorded over a period of between songwriting and actual recording 11 years plus. So a long time in the making, but definitely worth the wait. The album has an overall playing time of 45 minutes and 12 seconds, and the lead up single from the album is called The Black Sea. Completely instrumental, 7 tracks in total. Playing on the album, you have Steve Hackett on electric and acoustic guitars, Steve Rothery on electric guitars, Ricardo Romano on keyboards and bass guitar, and it is also credited with writing and arranging. And on drums, you have Leon Parr and Danielle Pomo. 7 tracks in total, again, completely instrumental. Now, for some people, a complete instrumental album is a bit of a turnoff, but not for me. Listening to this album is an adventure. I've been guilty of saying that albums for me are pretty much musical journeys, and The Roaring Waves is no exception. Starts off with the track The Storm at 6 minutes and 51 seconds. This is a beautiful atmospheric piece of music. Begins with crashing ocean waves mixed with seagull effects that leads into textured synths and lead guitar passages. This track has percussive elements in the beginning of the track. At 2 minutes and 16 seconds, there's a breakdown section. And before I continue, what I like about this album is there are moments of calm and tranquility, and there are moments of just heaviness and drama. There's a lot of simmering tension on this album. At the 2 minutes and 16 seconds mark, as I said, you do have the effects of a storm coming in with brooding rhythm guitar and what I would call a slithering lead guitar passage that comes in. Then you do have what begins is a repetitive heavy drum pattern, which is just amazing, and guitar solos galore. And what I like about the solos on this album, the guitars that come in for the solos have a really good, thick, rich tone, right? And there's a lot of trading off of solos between Hackett and Rothery. At 6 minutes and 2 seconds, you do have another breakdown section, and you do have wonderful, gentle synth passages and guitar passages that come in that sort of pair up together, and they continue into the end of the track. Track two is a piece called Sand Send, clocking in at 4 minutes and 45 seconds. And right off the bat, you have dueling guitar passages that come in, a beautiful repetitive melody throughout the entire piece, good strong drums that come in, wonderful atmospheric synths, and what I call beautiful shimmering synth passages that come in on the breakdown section. It's a great piece. Track three is a bit of an anomaly for me. It's the one track that stands out. It's called Red Dragon, 4 minutes and 18 seconds. And you have what I came to find out was a bagpipe passage that comes in. A great Celtic vibe on this piece. And on the intro, you have the bagpipe passage that comes in. It's a mid-tempo piece, and what I like is they use a lot of the tremolo bar on the guitar passages that comes in, and what the use of the tremolo bar does is it pretty much sustains the note, and Hackett and or Rothery are able to bend the note to their will. What's also unique on this track is the use of sitar. Fantastic, great, great acoustic guitar passage that comes in, and there's a lot of drama, as I said, on this album and this track. There's a lot of buildup of simmering tension. On this track in particular, there's a great buildup of guitar textures that come in, and the track does end with the bagpipe effect that started off the track in the beginning. Obviously, they used a bagpipe past patch on the synths, but it is fantastic. Track 4 is the title track, The Roaring Waves, 7 minutes and 11 seconds. In my notes, I have your gorgeous overlapping acoustic guitar. At 1 minute and 12 seconds, you have a building, of symphonic strings and simmering tension again that comes in. Great lead guitar for the soloing that comes in. Nice, clean drum sound. Beautiful, lush guitar tone on this piece. And again, there's a trade-off of solos between Hackett and Rothery. Beautiful, gentle guitar passages that come in eventually, and a great buildup of synth passages. And again, the track ends with gentle acoustic guitar and lush synth passages on the outro. Track 5 is a piece called K129, 7 minutes and 53 seconds, the longest track on the album. When I hear this track, in I'm envisioning a submarine submerging in water. And in my notes, I have your building of synths on the intro. You have the vibe of a submerging into the water. Great guitar flourishes that come in. A building of guitar and synth textures that come in, and it's very lush, very textured, very grand. Great tom fills that come in terms of percussion, great fat guitar tone, and a building of sonic textures. At 5 minutes and 17 seconds, there is a breakdown section, and you do hear an overlapping of guitar and synth passages that come in. At 6 minutes and 5 seconds, the drums come in full throttle, and again, there's a good trade-off of soloing between Steve Hackett and Steve Rothery. Track 6 is the lead-off single, The Black Sea, 6 minutes and 41 seconds. The track starts off with a panning effect of between the left and right channel, and it's a very uh, odd sound when I'm hearing. It's kind of something that you would hear in your head, in your ears. Just a good back and forth sound between the left and right channel. It's very interesting. There's a great measured guitar passage that comes in. Great. Again, there's a lot of simmering tension on this track, and there's a great underpinning organ that comes in. Um, Beautiful, gentle guitar passages on this piece. Clean guitar sound and extended solo from either Rothery or Hackett on this piece. There's a great twinning of the guitar solos near the end of the track, and the Black Sea ends with the returning of the panning effect that started the track. What I like about these songs overall, these pieces of music, is there is a good amount of a beginning, a middle, and an ending. So you have just a, a, a conclusion on each track. The album ends off with Pacific Coast Highway, 7 minutes and 33 seconds. This is one of the more straightforward rocking tracks on the album. Starts off with an harmonica on the intro, a fast-paced tempo, uh, great harmonica solo that does come in, great use of organ, a great organ solo, and again, trade-off of soloing between guitars, synths, and organ. Each instrument on this track gets a solo, you know, gets to step out and do a solo. At 3 minutes and 40 seconds, there's a brief acoustic guitar section that comes in. The guitars do kick up again after about, I'd say, 50 seconds, and great slide guitar solo on this piece from um, Hackett. Fantastic melody. At 6 minutes and 15 seconds, you hear interwoven acoustic and electric guitar and synth passages that come in, and they continue until the outro of the track. Um, this album, being an instrumental album, uh, completely instrumental, a lot of people I've heard a lot of people say that instrumental albums for them, a complete instrumental album, is something that they can't really get into. They need to hear vocals, they need to hear a melody, a verse sung or chorus sung. No, this album doesn't need it. You can tell that with recording of this album, between Steve Rothery and Steve Hackett, there is a mutual respect, a mutual love, a mutual admiration for one another, and it's on display here on this album. The Roaring Waves, as a collaboration between two guitar giants, in my opinion, is a fantastic showcase as to what each guitarist can do and what they can each bring to the table in terms of their collaboration. Steve Rothery has said in interviews that he never imagined that he would be recording an album with one of his guitar heroes. And again, the admiration and love and respect for one another is on full display on this album. It is great. If you want an album that will literally take you on a journey and just take you soaring on a journey that you don't know where you're going to end up, but you know what? You don't give a shit because wherever you are, wherever you end up, sorry, it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be fantastic. This is an album that when you hear the first note, it just sweeps you away. And it just, you're off on an adventure. And you'll be back in 45 minutes and 12 seconds. Okay? Listen to the album. Please let me know what you think of the Roaring Waves in the comments below. Uh, Please click like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to keep yourselves in the loop for any new content we've got coming up on the channel. I'm going to be coming back with more shows with Bill Schuster, with Ken Cheshire, with Sagosh, with Bevan Lewis, and we're going to get them to you as soon as we possibly can. All right? Please click like and subscribe. Again, hit the notification bell. Also follow us on X. We're now on X. And also please share the videos for with people that you think might like them, either friends or even strangers, right? Never hurts, right? Again, check out The Roaring Waves by Hackett and Rothery. And again, let me know what you think of the album in the comments below. All right? This is a definite musical adventure. Have a great night. Bye for now.